Hey y'all, it's Ryukin here, and welcome to the weekly dose of reviewing stuff. And today, in this new episode of the weekly dose of reviewing stuff here, we are going to take a look at the Bmax laptop, a 1 year later review. And yep, this month, it marks the 1 anniversary of my laptop that I've been using to edit my YouTube videos, and also not a long time ago, I installed Minecraft inside this laptop, which, yep, you know what it turned out? Well, you're going to find that answer in this episode right here. And anyways, because, well, I'm going to talk about how the performance of this laptop right here would be like when it's used to edit my YouTube videos and also playing Minecraft on this laptop. So I'm going to cover that off the topic in this video anyways, a 1 year later review. So if you want to go check that out, where I have made a first review about this laptop, so you can go check that out in the links in the description where I put the playlist on there, or maybe I was just going to make it pop up somewhere else in this video. So if you want to go check my first video out first and then come back to this video, so you can do that too. So, and yeah, I just realized something. Why did I record it in standard definition for no reason? Well, so anyways, so without any further ado, so let's get this episode started. And I had to change the video aspect ratio and the quality. And just like what I said in the beginning of the video right here, I did use this laptop right here to record my YouTube videos and including edit of my YouTube videos. And well, of course, but it's not just I use it to edit all my YouTube videos or watching YouTube videos on this. I also use this to play Minecraft, like what I said in the beginning. And well, so how did it turn out? Well, so before we get into anything this right here, so I'm going to talk y'all about the specs right here in the basic way possible. So, and first of all right here, as we take a look at the specs right here, see on my laptop right now, and ignore my favorite cartoon character right there. So just focus on the specs. So on the specs right here, as I listed right here, it has an Intel Celeron processor. It's a Jasper Lake N5095 and it's a quad core, and it has a RAM of 12 gigs and it's a DDR4, which is a good thing, and it has a SSD with a capacity of 512 gigabytes of storage, and it has a 1920 by 1080 9PS LCD display, which is a 1080p LCD display, which is a really nice Full HD LCD IPS display, and it doesn't even have an HDR or 4K support on this. It's only a normal IPS LCD. It has a 0.3 megapixels VGA camera, which is a basic webcam right there on the top with no privacy shutter or anything. Or I will have to supply that my own. It has stereo speakers, which they are too close to each other, so y'all can see right there. That hole is where the speakers are located. But according to the real tech functionality that is living inside this laptop right here, there's a feature that is a so-called omni speaker. So what actually does right here is to create a virtual stereo, which I didn't bother this feature that much, but other than just accept it because I didn't bother the display location of the speakers at all. So, but I only use it if I want to watch some YouTube videos or play Minecraft. But I'm not a fan of a gamer that I use headphones to listen to all of the sounds around me. So, but all I did is use the Bluetooth speaker to listen to the sound only. So this is why I wouldn't wear headphones while playing games, because I kind of having a feeling of like, you know, I only used to attach to a real life surroundings. So, but that doesn't bother me anyways. But since it has a Bluetooth speaker, it has a mono microphone, and well, of course, they do have stereo microphones, but they aren't because they use only a one microphone right here on the other side of the laptop, which is where that AC adapter is located. It has a It has a 2 USB 3.0 ports, but why I show it 3? because I don't know why. It has a mini HDMI right there for connecting out to your TV or your VGA monitor, which I do have an adapter right there. So y'all can see right there. That is an adapter to the VGA, which is basically, I did bought it for like a really cheap price, and of course it actually going to be fit inside of this mini HDMI right here, which it also exists on some of the camcorders from the 2011 era, like my camcorder right here that I'm using right now to record this video. And but not just that, it does have a support for 4K streaming, which is a really nice thing to have that on a low-end laptop like this. And it has a headphone jack like usual, and it has a Kensington lock slot, which is on the side right there. So what it actually does right here is just going to lock up your laptop from a theft or something like that, where you have it attached onto the back or whatever. So, but if somebody has stolen this laptop right here, so, but as for me right here, I didn't bother that much, but it's actually only used for security purposes. If this one right here is being used in a store or is used in a school or library or whatever, so they actually have a good purpose of this Kensington lock slot right here for only for protecting this laptop right here from theft or anything like that, like what I said in the first review of my Bmax right here. So again, you can go check that out in links in the description or the playlist or whatever, or the pop-up somewhere else in this video. So just like I said. And it has a micro SD card slot. Yep, of course it does have it. And it has a 5.0 Bluetooth support. And yeah, that's really it for the specs. So how was the use right here on my Bmax? Well, so I'm just gonna say it does work, but it depends on the situation. So first of all right here, if I wanna watch YouTube videos on this laptop right here, I can. But even though it actually can support up to 4K video quality, which it actually does support that video quality though, but what about the lag? Well, I couldn't guarantee, because the only one-day driver that I used to watch YouTube videos is only between 360p at 1080p, which is probably some around the range. But I didn't test the 4K, which is actually what I did in my daily lifetime. Of course, I only watched the videos ranging from 360p to a 1080p, which, well, of course, I never touched 4K though, but sometimes I did touch it, but it was just fine. So, but for the YouTube right here, it's going to be a 0% worry. So, but unless if you pop it up to 16K, it's going to lag and it becomes unusable. So, or even though it's not going to support that of the video quality that it's going to be receiving, or maybe it's going to be overload the processor. So, and well, so apart back from the YouTube tests, so well, of course, it actually works just fine. So, and apart from the YouTube experience right here, so what about the video editing experience? Well, the video editing experience, well, it did turn out that it depends on the situation. So for example, right here, if there's like some too much graphics right here, like what I did on CapCut, where there's like some of the compound clips going on, is actually just going to lag, and then the CapCut is just simply tells me that you have to set the correct settings for the playback to play smoothly in the video, or else it would end up lag and it just stops at that point where the incubation of the playback is turned on red and it becomes unusable. But well, it depends on the situation. If the video editing it has too much graphics on it, it's just start to lag and it's just becomes almost unusable. But the most of my videos right here, it doesn't use that much graphics, so it shouldn't be bothering me. So, and apart from the video editing right here, which it depends on the situation again. So what about the video recording on the laptop itself? Well, I only use OBS right here to record anything on the screen if I really want to, but especially when playing Minecraft. Well, I'm going to come back to talk about that out later. So, and yeah, so when it comes to recording a video on this laptop right here using OBS, which, well, it turns out that it depends on the CPU usage or the processor usage. So, but when there's like some certain times where the video right here, especially when playing Minecraft. So for example right here, if I want to record some funny moments in Minecraft, which the Minecraft right here is going to eat out some resources, and then, well, you know what happened? Yep, OBS is also using the CPU usage, but I think it depends on the video setting. So if you set it too high or you set it to 60 frames per second, it's going to like, wow, I'm laggy, and then it's just going to lag the video at some point. But there's like some OBS test right here where I use it to record on a Minecraft Bedrock version, which, well, it turns out to be a complete laggy experience. But when recording, yep, it turned out to be fine though. But when as soon as I look at the playback, it starts to lag and it's laggy, you know. But it actually depends on the situation right here, so I can't really tell you all about it. So it depends on the situation. If you have like a 25 frames per second recording at the lowest quality, but well, it depends on the situation, so I can't really tell you all about that. So, and well, for the OBS screen recording on this laptop right here, it depends. So I couldn't tell you all about that much. So, and well, but okay, so for the screen recording on this laptop right here, which I'm gonna say it depends on the situation. So I can't tell you all about it, but it depends on the video quality that you choose or the choice of your CPU usage, depending on the settings or whatever. And well, but when it comes to playing games on this laptop, well, and speaking of the games right here that I only have on my laptop here, is Minecraft. Well, I have two Minecraft inside this laptop, the Bedrock and Java. So I'm going to talk about the Java right here, which is the most played on this laptop right here. And well, I did rarely use Bedrock though, but I didn't use it that much because, well, after I switched to a Java on this laptop right here, which, well, you know, is a complete different experience. So, and well, so when it comes to playing Minecraft Java Edition on this laptop right here, which I'm gonna say it's usable at some settings, like if you have a low render distance or some bitmap rating setting right here, which, well, it depends on the settings that you have set on this laptop right here. Even though I have it set to 1080p and I have a max frame rate at probably 40 frame rates per second or max out at 50 frame rates per second. I don't even know, but well, and the all I remember I was set to like 50 frames per second, which, well, it works just fine on this laptop right here. But as soon as I discovered that there's some chunks loading, there will be like a lag going on, and then it's just come back to playable again. So, but there's like some certain times where there's a part where it's just loading chunks and then it just starts to lag like this, and then it's just come back to playable again. So, but that's not the case because it really depends on the word generation, where you put like an amplified word generation, which, as in the Minecraft Java set, it's going to need some beefy computer to do that because, well, but if you have that amplified video setting or word setting, it's going to constantly lag and then it just becomes unplayable for some reason. But if you have like a default word generation or you have super flat, it's going to be smooth and it's going to be fine. So, and well, of course, I didn't risk the amplified word generation on this laptop right here because I don't know what amplify is actually going to be look like, but I think they would just throw a random thing on the word generation to make it, well, you know, it's just going to throw a random thing at the word generation and then it's just going to be like, whoa, floating islands or farlands. So, but well, but that doesn't bother me that much because I didn't use that word generation. So I only use the super flat and a single biome and a default word generation on this laptop right here. So, but well, and as for the gaming experience on this laptop right here, especially playing Minecraft, which I'm gonna say it depends on the graphics that you choose in the settings. So, but for example right here, if I want a render distance that it has like some low render distance, that it has a fog render right here to mimic of what the old Minecraft beta used to be. So I could actually going to find Herobrine in the Minecraft too, but even though he's not even there. So, but for my experience right here, which I'm gonna say it works just fine on this laptop right here, but except for something else, a virus or anything overloaded onto this laptop, I couldn't tell. So, but it depends on the situation. So, and what about the other stuff right here, like browsing a Facebook or browsing Messenger? Well, of course, they turn out to be work just fine for this laptop. So, and of course right here, I only have one game on this laptop, so that doesn't going to be bother me that much. But even though as there is someone right here that has too many games on a low-end laptop, well, it's going to eat up the space of the storage capacity, and well, especially when there's like a game right here that my old friend used to, no, I gotta say my friend. So my friend used to show me playing, well, and if I remember, there's a game where it's all about pirates, and it's all about going out for treasure and something like that. Sea of Thieves, I think. But when I first saw it in the Microsoft Store, the second thought or first thought that it comes into my mind is, you know what it is? Well, it's that one word. It's not going to work. Well, do you know what I mean? It's not going to work on this laptop, but unless if I have a lower settings like what I did on Minecraft. So, well, again, it really depends on the game, on that one game that you have. So, but for example, right here, I only have Minecraft on this laptop, so I couldn't tell y'all about that much because I couldn't guarantee y'all a smooth and nice gameplay of this laptop. So, but it depends on the video graphics that you choose in the settings. And yeah, of course, that was basically it for 1 year experience that I have with this laptop right here. So I'm gonna say by the overall right here, it works pretty well. But again, it depends on the situations and what program you use on this laptop. And well, unless if you have a ransomware virus running in the background on this laptop, it's going to slow down the RAM capacity, which, well, you know what happened is the same thing that it did happen on my old laptop, which it got ransomware by the files and then it's asking for the ransom to get the files back. But well, guess what? I freaked out. But that was the stupidest decision that I made because, well, I just wanted to download a screen recording software, but even though I don't even know what OBS is. But I finally what the OBS is, so I did actually install an OBS on this laptop right here. But even though if I have an OBS on my old laptop, it's going to eat up a lot of resources, and you know, it's going to eat up a lot of resources, like what I said. So, but since that one has 8 GB of RAM, but even though it's upgraded for a 4 GB of RAM, but well, that laptop it has a RAM expansion storage, which it can be upgraded up to 16 GB of RAM. So for this laptop right here, it only has 12 GB of RAM. It's basically when a 6 and 6 combined in together, and boom, a 12 GB of RAM. And it's also a DDR4. And well, so that was really it for 1 year later review right here. And well, so do I really want to continue using this laptop? Well, so as long as it fills up a lot of storage on the SSD or the actual SSD inside the laptop itself, I have to do something else. Maybe I'll have to buy more storage or 1 TB of storage. It's the only option that I have right now in my mind. So, and well, so I'm going to continue to use it as long as it still works. So, but well, of course, it still works. So, as well as the screen, the hinge, the camera, Minecraft inside this laptop, yeah, everything still works. And as long as it still works and usable in 2024, or even the next year or 2 years later, so who knows? But it's still going to be working anyways, as long as the Windows 11 won't support anymore. And alright, so I think this is going to be basically for this video, and I'm going to cut it short because it's 11 minutes left. And alright, that was basically it for 1 year review of my Bmax Maxbook X15 Plus. And well, I already knew that it has a new model already in 2024, which is a Bmax Maxbook Pro, which is basically a combination between the Plus and the original X15, being combined in together into a one single Pro, which, well, it kind of reminds me of those low-end laptops that it has a Pro, but even though the specs are just lame, like it has a Celeron inside, but even though it uses the same Celeron as this Plus right here, but except they have 16 GB of RAM and 512 GB of storage, which is the same capacity as the Plus, which I don't even bother buying a new one because as long as it's still usable. And yeah, so that was basically it for this video. And if you do like this video content like this right here, so please consider to leave me a like, comment และที่สำคัญมากเลยนะครับนั่นก็คือการกดปุ่มสีแดง subscribe ให้กับช่องของผมด้วยนะครับ and I do appreciate y'all for that, and I will see y'all there in the next video where I'm going to make more awesome quality content like this. แล้วก็ท้ายที่สุดนี้นะครับผมขอปิดเอพิโซดนี้อย่างเป็นทางการแล้วก็ alas for now, or else this laptop will become a MacBook for no reason. And well, guess what? It actually did already because I put an Apple sticker on there. You see that? I know why I put it on there, but well, it becomes a MacBook for no reason. But even though the actual brand name is, it's a Bmax right there, X15 Plus. แล้วก็สุดท้ายนี้ขอบคุณท่านผู้ชมอีกครั้งหนึ่งนะครับที่มาติดตามรับฟังในเอพิโซดของ Really Dose of Reviewing Stuff ของมากนะครับแล้วก็เจอกันใหม่ในเอพิโซดหน้านะครับบ๊ายบาย